And good day. Welcome to another episode of Mr. Miller's Classroom, the STEM Guy. Today we're in the garden talking about the hibiscus. The hibiscus. And I'll just pan around and let you see some of these beautiful flowers. Absolutely amazing plant. That's one I'm going to come across here through the garden and bring you down to this one right here. Absolutely beautiful flower. Let you see that while we talk a little bit about the hibiscus. The hibiscus is it's a tropical plant, tropical, subtropical. We're temperate, and but typically you find them in the tropics. It has been called the China rose. It's a trumpet-like or looking flower. It just produces a beautiful flower, but typically we call it the hibiscus. Hundreds of varieties. Colors ranging from what you see here in the oranges, orange and red, strictly nothing but yellow. I don't have that one here. Back at the beginning of the video I showed you pink. There was a red one in the background and then a pink and white one with a little red in the middle. But the colors can be purple, they can be solid pink, they can be yellow red, yellow orange. I've seen one like a peach color with a little pink in it and red. There's a rare blue and purple. I've seen purple, but don't think I've ever seen the rare blue and purple variety of the hibiscus. But this one here is orange and red, just absolutely beautiful. The one that I showed you at the beginning, I'll just pan across there real quick, is actually in a braided form. You can see right there, it's braided. So there are several plants, usually 4. It takes a couple of years to produce. I did not produce this, but it's braided, and they do this in a greenhouse, and then you can purchase them. They're not very expensive, but most, as you can see here, you can count the petals. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals. Almost all of them have 5 petals. The flower itself, they can get a little smaller than this, but they can get as big as 8 inches or bigger. I've seen those living in the Pacific Islands, and they're just gigantic and beautiful. So it can be a really big flower. Typically, we tend to see this size of flower here in the States. I'm going to zoom in really close here as we see the parts of the flower. I already mentioned the petal. There are several stages in the flower. You can see the seed form here, and then it takes a couple of days, and then the petals open out. It unveils itself, and you can see about 4 stages in development here. This one is closed up. It will die. And it will, the flower will fall to the ground. And there are seeds at the fruit stage inside there, and just really cool. Typical for what flowers do. But you can see the first thing you see here, right at the end of the pistil, which this is the pistil. Right at the end of the flower, those red-tipped little appendages, that's called the stigma. And then what holds the stigma is the style. You can see the style holding the red stigma. It sticks out there. And then below that, I'm going to get in real close. Hopefully we don't lose focus. At the next level down, you see the anther and the filament. The filament are those little thread-like appendages. The anther is out at the end. This is where pollen is produced and released, and the bumblebees and the butterflies just go crazy. Some flowers are self-pollinating, but these are producing flowers, producing pollen. The bees pick those up on their legs and pick the pollen up and carry it to other flowers as well. The entire, this section right here, this is the stamen, S-T-A-M-E-N, the stamen. The pistil comes from the base of the flower all the way out. Usually it's interesting, back of the pistil. A lot of times it will start out the color, like in this case red. It'll be red in color. Sometimes it'll change in variety of color. Really amazing colors that we'll see here. Let's see if we can come around here. This, see if I can find one that's. All right, here we go. Up here. This is called the calyx, C-A-L-Y-X. The calyx is what holds the flower. This one's emptied. The flower has dropped out, and that's all that's left. The calyx will then die, and it will fall off. Calyx. So, and as you of course know, hardly worth mentioning the stem, of course, below the calyx, supporting the calyx of the flower itself. And so these flowers will last. Well, the plant itself will go year round. Some are perennial, meaning that they will continue to grow, and they'll go in a dormant stage in the cold weather, and then they'll come back. Some are annuals. Annuals meaning they die off at the end of the year. They don't come back. But here's another little pestle right there. Side view, beautiful, beautiful thing. Come back to these, back up just a little bit. Sort of turn the camera a little bit. Shouldn't make much difference. Two side by side. At any one time, you can have as many as 5 on a small. This is a small plant, about 2 feet tall. You can have 5 full flowers open up at the same time. Some in the background that are drying, fading away, and, empty calyxes and so forth, and some in the seed stage, ready to come out as the other ones fade. Here's one at the bottom here. It's closing up. Tonight it'll fully close up. This one at the bottom, the edges of the petals are starting to close, as you can see. But what I'll do when it turns cold, I'll probably along about late October. These will bloom all the way in October till first frost, but before first frost, we'll come out here and we'll mulch around the base. Real heavy mulch to protect the roots and keep it warm. And put a frost type material or blanket, or you can use like black plastic and put it over the plant once the leaves begin to drop, and keep it warm over the winter, keep it from freezing. As long as it's perennial, it'll be fine. It'll come right back. But, and I saved the best for last, y'all. This is the best part about the hibiscus. And other plants are like this, but I know this about the hibiscus, and I didn't learn it until I lived in the Pacific Islands in the tropics. You can take a clipping. Say, let me get a little closer here. Say, for instance, this right here. I'm trying to hold it and hold the camera. You could take this clipping right here. See if I can get my finger. And I recommend, if you're going to do this, that you make sure there's no flowers on it, because that takes a lot of the plant's energy to produce the flower you see here. Take the stem, back your fingers down to where it branches. Break it off. I'm not going to do that here in this one. You can just barely see my fingertips. Break it off right at the base of where it branches off, so you get this small stem right here. You can literally take this stem and poke it in the ground, and it will come up fairly quickly. Now to get to be this size here, it'll take a little while, but you can repot it, and it will develop roots just like what we did in the classroom with some other plants as well. So that's just really cool. By the way, the hibiscus, actually the yellow hibiscus, this is not the yellow hibiscus, but the yellow hibiscus is the state flower of Hawaii. That's all for today, class. I'm glad you joined me to take a look at one of my favorite flowers, the hibiscus. You can grow this as long as you don't live in extreme cold areas of the country. It gets cold around here, but ours do pretty good. And I want to close out by taking you back over to to some of the different ones here. I tried to tell you I had the red, the solid red right here, and there he is. And right over here you have the white and pink, and then there's a third variety that I don't see coming out blooming right now. flowers. You usually have one color or type flower per plant. This one is braided, and as you can see in the braiding, you have several different plants coming up here with different types of flowers. Isn't that an absolutely beautiful plant? Well, hey, jump in next time and watch the next installment of Mr. Milner's Classroom. This is the STEM guy signing off. You guys have a great day. Take care.